ground and Borough.
Well, that was absolutely calm.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If I've just blown the wax out of your lugs, tough. Welcome along to Does Football Stand for. Welcome along to Does Football Stand for this evening's live stream. The fourth in 4 days. Oh God, I've had my work cut out this week. Good to be back on though. Good to get a few streams under the belt at the minute. This will be the final stream of this week because I haven't got anything else planned now until, well, probably maybe even pre-season. I don't know. So it's one of those things. But a warm welcome to everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. League One season review tonight. And similar to the EFL Championship, really, another enthralling, tense, and quite remarkable season. Lots of ups and downs, roller coaster rides for a majority of the fans, and well, for both of these teams, ending out pretty well actually. Plymouth winning automatic promotion and the title. Cambridge surviving relegation in the latter stages of the season. Joining me, of course, is Mr. Liam Martin. Good morning. And,
good morning.
Kevin De Bruyne. And returning to the channel, it's been quite a while, hasn't it? Is Mr. Owen Guile. Good to have you back on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Yes, good morning. It's been a lovely dew here. The sun's shining, and it's been about as hot as an oven today. So
hey,
there you go. Before anyone asks, by the way, because I'm sure a lot of people will be saying, where did you get the thumbnail from or something? I actually spent an hour making that thumbnail. It took me ages because I was because a lot of the photos of the badges, I just couldn't get in. I couldn't get in whatever it's called, PNG. So I was having to try and cut it all. That was a bit of a nightmare, but it worked out rather well in the end. I was fairly pleased. Did you know, ladies and gentlemen, that one of my mates bought his wife a home pregnancy kit? Turns out his house is pregnant.
Ah.
I went to this shop the other day that was absolutely massive on the outside. Absolutely massive. When I went inside, it was only little.
Little, yeah.
It's a good old Lidl joke, that is, isn't it? I'd been waiting all day to say that one, to be honest. So there we go. Right. Enough of the jokes for the moment. I'll have probably one or two more lined up later on. But the Pilgrims rocked the league by a country mile with an amazing home record this season. Only 2 defeats at home all season. They were against Lincoln and Port Vale in games that they're the sort of games that you would expect to be winning, but you didn't win. And you did also have a bad result against Fleetwood as well. That was a frustrating result. And Cambridge, again, I think got a point or something against you this season as well.
That was away, though. That wasn't at the Fortress.
Still counts.
Hey, still counts, yeah. You seem to have a bad record against Cambridge. I don't know why. But I do always say, and it's the same with the Championship as well, is certainly teams like ours, you see teams coming up in the league. And I know both fans will probably do this with regards to Sheffield Wednesday, Ipswich and Plymouth as well. You expect to win against newly promoted sides, but the newly promoted sides are always the sides that you struggle against. So it's a bit of a strange one, really. It's always strange, but it just shows you can't underestimate any team in the EFL leagues. Cambridge had a
mixed season.
Your first season wasn't particularly easy. You did a lot better in the first season, but was this a case of second season syndrome?
Yeah, I think it was, to be honest. And to be fair, I think we're very fortunate. I think we did quite well to stay up, but it could so easily been so different. Like on the final day, 2 of the results both going for us is pretty lucky, to be fair. So, I think Yeah, so definitely. I think the first season we played really well. And I remember sort of thinking it was almost like too good to be true how we didn't really struggle to. We weren't down near the bottom three from, last season, but this season, we couldn't buy a win for months. And it just felt inevitable that we are going to go down. Then just at the last 5 games, we managed to pick up a bit of form, luckily. And yeah, that's just how the EFL goes, isn't it? It's just sort of be crazy, really.
Well, it's
I
very
mean,
unpredictable, isn't
if
it?
you didn't pick up form just before you played us, we could have even sent you down because we played you very late in the season.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's just the way it went. Like I thought we were done and dusted. To be honest, I remember just thinking, yeah, it's over. But nah, it's pretty incredible. To be fair, the fact we're still League One, so I have to take it really.
I mean, you survived relegation on the final day of the season
against Regan's FC.
Yeah, against the vegans, and
The
all
vegans, exactly.
really all because of MK Dons messing it up. MK Dons, like it's so strange with MK Dons because
I'm glad they
you
went
just
down.
don't know what. Well, of course you would be, but you don't know. You just don't know what's going to happen next with MK Dons because you got to remember that last season they pipped Plymouth to the playoffs. This season, nothing's gone right for them, and they've ended up in League Two. What has happened? It begs the question, mate, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. For the club, they've got a bit of infrastructure there now. Like they shouldn't really be where they were. But I don't know. It's a lot to sort out, isn't it? Really down there. But I'm not really too fussed that they went down. To be honest, I'm pretty happy. To be honest. But yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, fair enough. Evening to everyone who's joined, by the way. Thanks, Elliot and Scotty, for joining. I know Scotty's looking forward to us talking about Ipswich as well. We get the East Anglian Derby next season for the first time for ages, to be honest with you. Another team that went down this season was, unsurprisingly, Forest Green Rovers, because I think we knew all along with Forest Green Rovers that it's a bit of a step up from League Two to League One, and I think a lot of the teams that have come up this season have certainly figured that out. Exeter being an example as well, although they stayed up, they found it difficult this season. Markham got promoted a while ago. Again, second season syndrome for them. There's a bigger step up from League Two to League One. Like in League One, I mean, by country mile, Championship and League One are probably as difficult as each other to get promoted in. Unless, obviously, you Plymouth Argyle, who just bossed the league. I mean, to be honest with you, start of the season, no one expected Plymouth to even be in the promotion race, to be honest. But they finished on 101 points, 98 points for Ipswich, 96 for Sheffield Wednesday.
Come on,
and
Wednesday.
I did say, didn't I, to Liam, that Plymouth, Ipswich and Sheffield Wednesday, right? Whoever doesn't go up through the automatics will go up through the playoffs. And quite frankly, I was correct. So there you go. But I'll tell you what, though. Accrington Stanley are a team who've been in League One for a while now. And they're another team that have just gone on a bit of a down slope at the wrong time, quite frankly. But they never seemed to click into gear, did they, this season?
I'm kind of happy. Don't look a manager anyway, so you know.
Liam being sympathetic as always.
Yeah,
not wrong though.
I think Accrington, like when both Cambridge and Accrington were in League Two, they were very similar. Like just sort of a bit mid-table mediocrity, and then they've sort of both kind of like got promoted at a similar time, and then both sort of faced a drop at a similar time. Obviously, we stayed up, but they just, I don't know, they're almost sort of destined to be a bit of a yo-yo. Maybe I think they're sort of like League One is maybe a little bit too good for them at the moment, but League Two, I reckon they got strong. Well, I don't know yet, to be fair, but they could definitely challenge League Two next season easily. I don't know. They've got a few like Sean McConville's been there for ages, hasn't he? And he sort of carries him a lot of the time. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but it is what it is. League One's difficult league to stay in.
Oh yeah, I think most teams know. I will say, by the way, Cambridge-wise, I think for me, your biggest result of the season has got to be when you beat Accrington. Away from home.
Exactly. Yeah.
What was that about? Third to last game of the season? I mean, that's the game that almost sort of... That was sort of game where you were like... Well, it was obviously a difficult game, wasn't it? But it was like... Accrington, I think, knew that they were going to go down from there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we had to win that. Whoever had lost that, I think, was probably going to go down. And it was... I don't remember watching the full game, but I do remember sort of it was very so tense, and it was it's just one of those things where in those sort of games you just need the rub of the green. I think we got the rub of the green. There a few corners last minute where could have gone in, but that was definitely a massive result, to be honest. So yeah. It's so many little margins, the margins are so small, but I think at home to Peterborough as well, when we beat them, that was big. Peterborough did quite well, obviously, until they got slapped by Sheffield Wednesday in the playoffs. But yeah, I think those two results are massive for us, to be honest.
Yeah, very true. Plymouth-wise, I reckon if there's one game that I think was probably one of your most important wins, and I know you had a lot of important wins this season, probably one of the biggest ones was when you beat Derby from 1-0 down. Or Exeter away when you only won 1-0. Because both of them games you easily could have lost or drawn.
Not at home, no. Away.
Wait, you were 1-0 down. You were 1-0 down to Derby.
1-0 down to Derby, yes, we was. 1-0 down to Exeter as well, but we...
I'm on about Exeter away, mate, not at home. Exeter away. When you won 1-0.
Yeah, through Matt Butcher.
Yeah. For me, I'm not a Plymouth fan myself, obviously, but for me, they're probably two of the most important wins of the season for you. Along with, obviously, Paul Fail, where you won the league.
Yeah, it's always good being them not down the road, because they always think they're the bigger club, but they're really not. Once they get to the Championship, then we can talk.
Well, you'll probably be meeting them in League One before that happens.
Funny, no chance.
Well, you never know, mate. Different league in the Championship.
Give it to about 2050, Exeter being the Championship then.
Let's see what happens. Well, which game for you, Liam, was easily probably your biggest and best win of the season?
Best win, limbs wise, was probably Derby coming back from 2-0 down to win 3-2.
That was massive.
Yeah.
I mean, that was quite remarkable. You did it all in the second half as well. So I remember seeing the halftime score saying 2-0 Derby. I just went, this might be a bit of a walkover for them. And then all of a sudden, hello, we're coming back. Oh, bloody hell. That's a bit of a surprise. There you go. I've got to say, by the way, that your 1-1 draw with Ipswich was massive.
The limbs was amazing in that as well, I've got to say. Oh.
That was massive.
Yeah.
Really, that sorted in a way that gave you a massive boost going into the rest of the season. I mean, Ipswich still got promoted. I mean, to be honest with you, out of all the teams in League One this season, the two that deserved to go up did go up.
Yeah.
Because Plymouth caused. Well, I mean, Plymouth caused, in fairness, a massive shock because I don't think many people at all.
I was expecting us to get. I was
I
expecting us to get
predicted you
playoffs.
to get. No, I mean, I think a lot of people would probably expect you to be battling for playoffs the collection, but I don't think anyone saw you being in the title race.
I'm not on about neutrals. I'm on about Argo fans. They expected us to get playoffs, really.
Well, fans as a general, in a way, if you want to call it that. But I was personally, I was expecting. I mean, I knew because I thought you were more than worthy enough of getting top 6 last season. It was just your final couple of games where you just fell to pieces. I knew this season would be a completely different season for you because I knew that with the way you was playing. I mean, under Schumacher, Schumacher's done really well. So to be honest, Ryan Lowe going was probably the best thing for you. Because if you had Ryan Lowe still in charge, there's no way you would have even been top 6.
Oh yeah, definitely not. I hope we beat that snake anyway. At detail.
If he's even in charge of Preston next season, see what happens because they didn't have a particularly great season this season, So it's one of those things, I suppose. Who for you both then? Here's a question for you both. Like, I can probably think of one or two. Certainly for Plymouth, but maybe. Well, I can't sort of think Cambridge-wise, but who for both of you has been your most valuable player for one?
Mamba for us.
Hang on. Let me finish the question.
Eager.
Right. Who's been your most valuable player this season, and who has been your player of the season? I wonder what Liam's going to say now.
Yeah,
Mamba. For what reason, though?
Getting goals from left back was really obviously he's a left back. I mean, getting goals from left back is really hard. Obviously, he's the defender and he's meant to defend, not mainly score. I think the goals against Exeter and the goals against Ipswich, I think, was the key to us mainly getting promoted. To be fair, I think if Mamba didn't get the goal against Ipswich away from home, we'd still be promoted because we'd be on 99 points. But that goal got us a point in 90th minute, so that goal was really key. And obviously, to score against them lot is really good.
Yeah, true. Just listening. Breaking news just come through on Sky Sports.
Is it about Chris by any chance?
According to our sources, and that the club has agreed a £9.5
Carl Walker
deal with Roma. So,
who's this?
Reported last week that the club were in talks with Roma over a deal for Justin Kluivert.
Who's this?
Breaking news for us concerning a Premier League club.
Let's have a look.
This is an interesting one for Bournemouth fans because you are on the verge of making your first summer sign.
Bournemouth are set to sign Justin Kluivert.
Oh wow!
Patrick Kluivert's son.
Just in time.
That's what you call quite a signing, that. For Bournemouth as well. 9 million. I mean,
it's not too bad.
He's a really good player. He's a really good player as well, Justin Kluivert. So, I say I wouldn't if Sam McNeil joins. I wonder what he's going to be saying about that because really, I think that's a great move for them. Speaking of transfers, Plymouth signed yesterday some Spanish player that I'd never heard of.
He's from FC Twente in the Eredivisie. I don't know much of it.
FC Twente.
I don't know much about him either.
What's his name again? I couldn't even say. I couldn't remember what his name was called. It was such a confusing name. What's his name again? I'm gonna try and find this guy's name. Who is it? Let's have a look. Julio Pleguezuelo. However you pronounce his name. Pleguezuelo. Here we go. Julio Pleguezuelo. Let's have a look here. He is funny enough, another defender. Bye. Hello. So you signed another defender. Then again, haven't you just lost one of your defenders? Hello?
I said yes.
Oh, right. Didn't hear you at all. Now I've got my headphones in. Nothing came through.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh.
So who was it you? So, who was it that you lost?
James Wilson, I think it was.
And he's a centre back, isn't he? So
yeah.
So it's a substitute because he's a centre back. This guy. So it is EFL Championship Club Plymouth Argyle. I nearly said Port Vale. For some silly reason. Can also feature as a right back and a defensive midfielder. It seems like a bit of a promising signing, I suppose. But I think let's be honest. I think with James Wilson going, and for me, James Wilson was one of your best defenders this season. With him going,
I won't say one of the. I won't say one of the best. Dan Scar's much better.
Yes. I thought he was pretty good for you. He has. Let's have a look. He's a Spanish youngster. He used to play in the Spanish team, but obviously in the young ones. 26 years old, so you're getting a player in his prime at the minute, which could be good because I say it's an experienced player. And with the championship, you can do with players that are like in the 20s, etc. Because it's when you have players that are in the 30s, they just tend to get a lot of the times they just can't cope with the championship anymore. Some of them. So at least you got someone who's sort of in his prime, played 84 games for FC Twente, got 3 goals as a centre-back, so he didn't actually do too badly. And he's 5'11", so not the tallest centre-back, but could certainly be a good fit for you. Don't you play back 3 normally?
Maybe not.
I said yes.
Yeah, well, it's not coming through your mic, mate. Half the time. So you play back 3. So I reckon you'll have Bolton, Pleguezuelo, and Dan Scar probably is your back 3 then, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
And then obviously you got Ballymumba, it'll be left wing back, and then who's your right wing back?
Joe Edwards.
I wonder. It's because he can either play centre back or as a right back or defensive midfielder. So there might be, depending on what Schumacher decides to do, you might end up playing him as a right wing back on occasions. Oh dear. It'd be interesting to see what happens. I mean, obviously you don't know too much about him, but he sounds like a fairly decent fairly decent defender who has actually played in his youth career with Barcelona. He's been with Barcelona's youth team in the past as well. So you've got to be good to actually be able to get into the Barcelona youth team, to be honest with you. Never mind the first team. So seems like a promising one. But I'll tell you one thing though. Hughes losing Danny May for me was a very bad thing, because for me Danny May was, and again I say I'm not going by experience because I don't know. I haven't watched all the Plymouth games this season, but what I have seen of him, Danny May looked like a really, really good player. And for me, was potentially one of your best. So him leaving, along with Niall Ennis leaving, was, a big blow really for you. But it's whether you can get the replacements in time for the new season.
Yeah, I wasn't too happy Ennis leaving, to be fair, but hopefully we beat them at home against Blackburn, and hopefully he doesn't score.
But you got to remember as well that this is the thing these days, and I'll come to this point because I always do, that nowadays football's all about money.
Yeah.
It's all money. Football is literally all about money. And it really irritates me because you've got players like, you've got players that have been with your club for, years and stuff. You got some of your best players. And then they're like, oh, look, so-and-so wants me for about twice the amount that I'm getting here. Yeah, I'll go with that. But, I mean, I can understand it, but there's too much money in football now these days for me. And I know my dad feels the same about it as well. So would you say there's too much money these days?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, he'll get booed at home park, and rightly so, to be honest with you.
Well, when you leave for money, it doesn't go down exactly well, to be honest with you. I mean, we know, all three of us know very well about loads of money being in football, certainly where Manchester United's concerned as well.
Yeah.
Like, some of the players in football as a general just get paid too much, and a lot of the time the players that get really high wages aren't even the good ones. And this is what gets me. Like, you'd think that the players, you'd think that, like, I mean, I can understand obviously with the ages and stuff, like they go off by the age, but for me, like, if you could be a top quality player, but don't get a very high wage because someone else is on, like, I don't know, say, I mean, I think our top performer this season for both, obviously Chuba Akpom, is on a lower wage than I think the likes of Sack Stefan, etc. And that's only because of age. Sack Stefan, for me, although was, for me, decent, like, Chuba Akpom was better this season than Sack Stefan did. And he gets paid probably more than twice less than Stefan. We're paying 40k a week.
Wow.
For Sack Stefan, which is quite a lot in the EFL Championship, as I'm sure you'll all know. But there's just too much money involved now these days. It sort of ruins football now.
Yeah. Especially with all the Saudi stuff going on now, like all the players going to the Saudi league, and that's interesting how that's going to look in a few years' time. I don't know how that's going to look, but yeah, I don't know. Really, it's just the wages are just ridiculous. There might have to be a cap at some point. I don't know how they solve it, but it just.
I mean, what's the highest wage, right? What's the highest wage that the likes of Cambridge and Plymouth have actually got? Because I guarantee some of the players at some of the lower clubs actually have bigger wages. That's normally the case.
some of them. I mean, that's in because I remember when Paul Mullin was top
Mate,
scorer
people,
at Cambridge.
right. Just saying to Sam, people have been wanting new things on the channel. But when I do new things, everyone says, "Oh, why didn't you just stick to the old thing?" So, like, people need to decide whether they want new things or not. Like, it annoys me because I get told, "Oh, you should do new things on the channel rather than the usual stuff." Well, half the time, the usual stuff ends up getting more people get involved in the usual stuff than the new things. Like, we tried this week in football, and that was a disaster in the end. You know, like, every time I try and do something new, it just never works, does it? And quite frankly, to be honest with you, I mean, a lot of the times the other season, I didn't do any season reviews because, quite frankly, I couldn't be bothered. I didn't have a lot of time. I didn't have enough time to do them in the first place. You know, so it's one of those things. They're not random They're not random streams. You might think they're random, but they're not random streams at all. They're just it's trying to do different things. You try and do new things on the channel, and then it is what it is. If they don't work out, they don't work out. It is what it is. End of the day, you know, people want new things, but then the people who want them are always the ones that never tune in. Quite annoyingly, it's always the case as well. So, I think from next season, I'm just going to stick to the usual basic stuff that I do, because there's no point starting anything new when the people who complain to me saying there's nothing new on the channel, they don't even tune in. So, you know, what do you want me to do? You ask me to do something new, and then you won't watch it. So, like, you know, nowadays I just don't take any notice of people. Anyone who complains to me about things, I just don't take any notice now. So, you know, I'm all right for constructive criticism and stuff, but like, it's one of those things.
Can't please everyone at the end of the day. Yeah.
Well, no, you can't. But it really, quite frankly, pisses me off all the time when you get people saying, "No, you should do new things on the channel." Yet when I do new things on the channel, nobody tunes in. So, you know, if you're one of those that wanted, the new things, and you're not the ones tuning in, then up yours, I'm afraid. So I'm going to go back to basic. I'm afraid I was going to go back to basic because, quite frankly, I'm fed up of it. You know, people don't realise how long it actually takes to do thumbnails and everything, and then obviously, you know, like, I've said this before as well. There's so many times where I do YouTube streams and stuff, and I do all sorts of different things on YouTube, and a lot of the times I just don't seem like I get enough. I don't get any credit at all half the time. You know, you get the usuals that tune in, and everyone else just, you know, just doesn't give you any credit. It's ridiculous. So, well, it is what it is. On a positive note, at least the vlogs are doing all right. The vlogs are doing okay, and I will be if I can get to any. Well, I say if I can get to any. I'm definitely doing York City. I'm doing on the 15th of July. So that's going to be my first Borough pre-season game, and I'm trying to get tickets. Oh no, sorry, not York. I'm trying to get tickets for York, but I'm having problems trying to get it. Auxerre, my Borough home to Auxerre, the French side. That's one of the pre-season games I'll be going to for Borough, and then obviously I'll probably be releasing a vlog out for that. You know, it's pre-season, etc. And then obviously once the main season starts, then we go from there. But yeah, it just frustrates me when people are, you know, you get people asking me for saying, "Oh, there's no watch-alongs after time, blah blah," and then when I do the watch-alongs, just frustrates me sometimes. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I enjoy what I'm doing, so I'm not going to give it up, am I? You know, so it's one of those things. And now I'm getting paid, so there you go.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Now I'm getting paid by monetization. Probably, I mean, it's not a lot of the time. It's not much, but it is one of them things. But I've always said that even with monetization, you know, and I do get some, you know, I sometimes get some fairly decent amounts of money from monetization. It just goes into some sort of saving thing, and then Google AdSense really, and then when Google AdSense decides to send the money through to me, it goes there. But I've always said, and I still say the same these days as well, that, you know, I'm not one of those YouTubers who's just going to do YouTube for the money. I do YouTube because I enjoy them, because I enjoy doing the streams, you know, and then I have the genuine fans, you know, me genuine fans, me regulars, etc., who tune in, and they tend to enjoy them. So, I mean, I know I can't keep everyone happy because it's impossible to do it, but at least I'm not one of those who does it for the money, unlike a load of people I could name. Baton's one of them. Hi guys,
Yeah.
you know,
Stop
like
them.
hi guys. Yeah, well, I could say, but he should be going to the Bolton games, but he just gets paid to go bloody through Europe. Mark Goldbridge, I know for a fact, only does it for the money now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, I mean,
And he probably makes a lot as well.
well, he will do and all, won't he? Because it'll be a contracted thing.
Yeah.
Like, you got loads of YouTubers who just do, you know, do it for money. And I mean, I've had people question me before saying, you know, back when we weren't monetized, and we're going back, probably 2021, maybe something like that. You know, I mean, I've been saying all along that, because people have said to me, well, if you're not getting any money or much money from it, then what's the point of doing it? Well, at the end of the day, you're not going to do YouTube just for money. Like, if you enjoy doing YouTube, you do it. But I'm not going to just, like, I'm not going to do streams if I know I'm not going to enjoy it. Like, if I'm not, you know, I know when I don't enjoy doing YouTube, you know, because I don't tend to stream, but I'm not going to sit and do a stream, you know, looking bored, looking sad and bored out of my skin, you know, because I'm not like that. You know, I'm not like that. I mean, you know, I don't know. It's one of those things. Anyway, back to the back to League One. Where were we again?
Was it? Who's our? I don't know.
Oh yes, I can't even remember now. So Liam said value number for probably both most valuable and player of the season. For Cambridge, though,
I would say I think Sam Smith. I know it's quite easy to say.
I thought he was a singer.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I wouldn't want to do a swap with them, but yeah, I think I think he scored some important goals. I remember he scored away at Bolton in the last minute from a free kick, and that was an important point. And then obviously the second goal against Forest Green on the last day of the season was an absolute belter. You know, he's two really important goals. So maybe him, and then also at the back, Lloyd Jones. He's been an unsung hero, amazing. And like obviously defensively we haven't been great, but I think he has stood out for me. So I don't know, what was it? What our best
4 goals?
player...
4 goals he got.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, he's definitely back. Yeah. So player of the season, maybe it's either going to be Sam Smith or Lloyd Jones, and I can't really decide between them. I'll say Lloyd Jones, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Sam Smith, 14 goals, 1 assist. Another player I want to mention that I think, I mean, I haven't seen too much of him, but he does look like a very good player, is Harvey Nibbs.
Oh, yeah, quality.
He seems like a really, really good player, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going off the stats though, because I'm looking at his stats at the same time. 5 goals, 5 assists, and I think he's a midfielder. So, like, I mean, that's not bad for a midfielder, you know. I mean, there's a few players you could name really for Cambridge that have been probably key. Joe Ironside as well has popped up with some important goals. Used to play for Hartlepool back in the day as well.
Who else?
Wasn't he the one who scored at Newcastle?
He did, yeah, because his idol was Alan Shearer, I think. So
Yeah.
he sort of he's loving it. I remember that, yeah.
Ah, fair enough. Yeah, I thought so. Excuse me. I'll say it probably won't be too long a stream because I say some of the shock results this season. I mean, some of the biggest results this season, I've got to say, and one of my favourite games, even as a neutral, and I think you'll probably know which one I'm going to say here, mainly because of what went on in the final minutes of the game, was Charlton Ipswich. I mean,
I enjoyed that.
I think everyone did, unless you're an Ipswich fan. But that was just easily one of the games of the season. That, I mean, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, also the Devon Derby, the 4-2 at Home Park. That was, for me, one of the top games of the season as well. Derby 3-2 against Plymouth as well. Big game, big win for you this season as well. So, but for me, the Charlton Ipswich game is the one that stands out the most, just mainly because of what happened in the final minutes. Like, you couldn't have predicted Ipswich going 4-2 up with about 3 minutes of stoppage time left, and Charlton finding 2 goals in 2 minutes, right at the end of the game. Like,
no,
I mean, it's the most remarkable end to a game I think that I've ever seen. I don't know about yous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, really. But it's like in the lower leagues, that's sort of what you get. It's more unpredictable, so you just get more games like that. Really, it's why we love it, isn't it? In a way.
Yeah, it was a class game. That I've got to say. I'm trying to think of one of the other games. I'm trying to actually find a League One fixture, see if I can actually find them. And it's only coming up with the new seasons because I know the new fixtures have come out as well. One of the best things as well I saw. I mean, for me, this was that Kevin I just heard in the background?
No. Well, I don't think he's. No, he's not. He's nowhere near me. So.
I said something. I thought I heard him. Oh,
it might have been him. It might have been him behind the door. I didn't hear anything, but. I don't know.
Oh well. Well, that's what it is. Where was I? Yes, one of the most remarkable things we've seen this season, and I think we've seen in League One history, certainly in the way of playoffs, was that Sheffield Wednesday comeback. I cannot believe from 4-0 down in the first leg, it just looked like everyone was like, yeah, Peterborough have definitely won this. Sheffield Wednesday don't stand a chance. But
Yeah,
Sheffield Wednesday in that playoff never gave up. They just fought until the end. And given that second leg, they definitely got what they deserved. It was one of the best playoff games I've ever seen. And that was 5-1. But just because of the tension and everything, a 97-minute equaliser as well. Then an own goal in extra time and then a penalty shootout. Like, that's what you love about the playoff. You love the unpredictability of the playoffs and also the league as a whole.
Good old Mr.
Mr. No, I was going to come to that as well. I'm surprised by the fact that he's gone, given the fact he got promoted with them. So, this is the thing. Where do Sheffield Wednesday go from here? because I thought when Mr. When Mr. Clapalong, whatever you want to call him, when Darren Moore left the club, I was so surprised because I was like, right, this is such a strange one. Like he's either found a job somewhere else, or Sheffield Wednesday have got someone in line. And it doesn't appear to be either of them decisions. So it's a very strange one.
Yeah, it is strange, actually, to be fair.
Up your nose, everyone.
Up your nose.
Who do you think? So, who do we think Sheffield Wednesday are going to get in as manager now? Then, because for me, Darren Moore was one of their best managers.
I couldn't believe it when they got rid of him. Honestly, I couldn't.
I know.
Do you reckon something's gone on behind the scenes? Like something
Well,
weird's gone on?
Well, you'd think something must have gone on because, like, there was no explanation for it.
No,
There just didn't seem to be any explanation, and it was just so. I mean, the same. I mean, I thought this at first with the Bournemouth sacking of Gary O'Neill, which I thought was a very queer one. But then, obviously, when we saw the new manager announced, I was like, yeah, this was tactical, wasn't it? But nothing seems to be happening at Sheffield Wednesday. So I even messaged a Sheffield Wednesday fan earlier on, asking if he wanted to come on, etc. And excuse me, I mentioned to him that I was very surprised about Darren Moore going, and this is a Sheffield Wednesday fan that's saying this, and he said to me here, if I can get the message up, that he was surprised as well. What was he said? So I said, looking forward to 6 points against you this season. He said, probably it this way. We haven't got a bleeding manager yet. I said, I was shocked about Murago, and he said, it literally just makes no sense. But, oh, well, whatever. Hope we just get someone similar or better. I don't think they're going to get a better manager than Darren Moore, personally.
No.
Like,
yeah.
Let's have a look at the odds, actually, because speaking of Sheffield Wednesday, because I know what Bet365 are like. They always like putting odds on bloody managers coming in. If I can just... So, what about one here? So, no. The England Championship... There's no odds on this. There should be. Trying to find out the Sheffield Wednesday manager odds. I can't find them. Obviously not on Bet365. Sheffield Wednesday manager odds. So let's see who's actually favours here. Oh, yeah, of course. These are this is the odds at the minute from the Talk Sport. Oh, dear me. Obviously not reliable then. These are the odds and the top favourite. The favourite to join is
Steven Gerrard.
And then Carlos Carvajal. Wasn't he manager of them before?
Yeah, he was, yeah. I think
Didn't do too bad. So, which one would probably work out better for them?
I'd give Gerrard a go, you know. As much as I don't like Gerrard, I think he's a bit fresh. It's just... He didn't do amazing at Villa. He did okay, but... I think...
Aston Villa's a difficult club. It's a difficult club.
I reckon Sheffield Wednesday under Gerrard, it could be a bit of a new lease of life for him. He could take them he could do well with them, I think.
Do you think he might bring some players from Aston Villa?
Well, he might do.
Potentially. They might bring some youngsters in from Aston Villa.
Yeah, he'll know them a bit.
Then obviously, well, Carlos Carvajal, well, we saw him as manager before. And for me, I thought he was a top manager for them. But then I don't know whether I think he got sacked the next season or something. I think it was because of I think results weren't going their way or whatever, and he got sacked the next season. But I wouldn't mind seeing him back in charge of them because I thought he was a class manager. But it all depends on it. So Stephen Gerrard's favourite 6-4, Carlos Carvajal 2-1, Victor Campellos 5-2. Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Oh, Jake mentioned this as well. A Sheffield Wednesday fan that me and Liam both know mentioned this as well. Torsten Liebenecht was one of the managers in line as well. 4-1. He asked me because he said, apparently he's from Bundesliga or something. I said he's Darmstadt's manager. He's only he won just one promotion with SV Darmstadt to the Bundesliga, but has never managed in the Bundesliga. So he's managed in the Bundesliga 2, which is the second division, basically Germany's version of the Championship, if you like.
Yeah, fair.
So he's managed in the second and the third division, but he's never actually managed in the top flight. So potentially, Bruno Lager's also in there, 5-1.
All right.
What are they going to become the BTEC Portugal again? I can't see Bruno Lager. I can't see Bruno Lager dropping to the Championship.
Nah, surely not.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so. 5-1. Nathan Jones 8-1. He is out of a manager job at the minute.
He is.
And look at this. Look at the job he did with Luton Town before he went to Southampton. He was a top class manager for them. So, do you give him a chance?
I don't know.
I'll go down the rest of the list. By the way, that's on here. Steve Cotterwell 16-1. Michael Duff. He won't leave Barnsley.
Nah, surely not.
I can't see him leaving Barnsley. Gary O'Neill's just been sacked by Bournemouth, 16-1.
That'd be a hell of an appointment.
Giuseppe Laccini.
No idea.
Sounds like the chef from the Italian restaurant down the road. And I can't see this happening because Sheffield Wednesday are nowhere near a big enough club for him. Dean Smith.
Nah.
So, out of that lot, who do we reckon's going to be manager? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it's Carlos Carvajal, because they might be like, "Oh, bring him back."
Yeah. I think Gerrard or Carvajal. To be fair, I think the bookies have probably got some information as well. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I can see both of them managing. To be fair, but Carvajal, yeah, he already knows the club. So,
and of course, he's had a good spell at Real Madrid so far. Sorry, that's Danny Carvajal.
Oh, that's his son.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be. I don't know. Could be. I don't think it is. No, because I don't think he's Spanish. Who do you reckon, Liam? There's his mic cut out again.
Gerrard, for me.
Gerrard.
Yeah, of course.
Well, yeah. I was going to say, yeah, of course. Well, fair enough. I mean, let's be honest. I think we know it's going to be either Steven Gerrard or Carvajal. But I tell you what, if Steven Gerrard comes in, then bloody hell, what an appointment that'll be. But that'll really make the Championship very, very interesting this season, won't it? Michael Duff in line potentially for the Sheffield Wednesday manager's job. And Oh, I don't know. Can we see Michael Duff leaving Barnsley? I mean, I know Barnsley got to the player final, and in fairness, they were really unlucky to lose out to Sheffield Wednesday. But
Wednesday.
Come on, Wednesday.
I think if he stays on, if he stays on next season, they'll be one of the favourites for promotion next season.
Yeah, a decent little manager, to be fair.
Yeah, he's a good manager. Very, very good manager. Liam has... What's this? I've wrote some questions that you boys can have a go at. Oh, they're Argyle related.
Oh, well.
No, well,
I mean,
3 of them are, 2 of them are not.
I might get them, but I don't know. Well, we might get some of them. I don't know. I mean, can have a go. Just say the questions and we'll have a go. But see how we do anyway. I say it's not easy if you're not an actual Plymouth fan. I know I've watched Plymouth on a few occasions this season, but certainly not enough to know a lot about it. But so, where do you, in the meantime, whilst Liam's getting them questions up, how do you think you'll get on this season? Obviously in League One, because obviously you won't have to face the likes of Plymouth, Ipswich, or Sheffield Wednesday now.
No.
However, you'll have some difficult teams coming to you because you'll have Reading, Wigan, and Blackpool all from the EFL Championship.
Exactly. It doesn't get any.
Lost.
It doesn't. Well,
That wasn't
we'll see.
the question.
When they come to the Abbey, we'll away from home maybe, but when they come to the Abbey, you know,
You're hard.
It's going to be difficult, obviously, but I'm hoping to stay up again. To be honest, that's the aim. Like, you know, at the end of the day, I just think the way that we only just, you know, scraped staying up last season, I think we might improve a little bit, and I hope we do. But my one worry is that Mark Bonner's sort of, you know, taking us as far as he can. And I wouldn't be surprised if at the start of the season we start poorly. He sort of goes and then we get a new manager in and he keeps us up. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, to be honest.
He's in a Scottish song, isn't he? I love a lassie, a bonny lassie. Sorry.
It is. It is.
A bonny lassie. She's as pure as the lily in the dell. And I don't know the rest of it.
No.
Yeah. I think next season, right? I mean, next season, I reckon, if you can keep the players you've got and obviously get in some players with a bit more League One experience, then I think you'll definitely thrive. But if you lose the likes of Sam Smith and Joe Ironside, and obviously you said Lloyd James, key players, if you lose key players like them, then I reckon you're down.
Yeah, 100%.
Unless you can obviously get replacements in town.
Well, that's the thing, and there's always some hidden gems lurking around. It's just whether we can find them. But yeah, if we lose our key players, we ain't going nowhere, to be honest. So it's all about the transfer window, really. Yeah.
You've got. I've been just looking at your fixtures actually because they were obviously released today. New fixtures were released.
Oxford
you haven't got
first.
a particularly easy start, have you? I mean, Oxford at home is a game that you could probably. I mean, first game of season, so you never know what's going to happen. You could probably scrape a point or something from that.
Yeah.
Fleetwood away, I don't think you'll get very far.
No.
Stevenage at home isn't going to be easy. They're newly promoted. Bristol Rovers at home, Joey Barton's a knob.
Yeah.
And then Leyton Orient away, obviously, you got 2 newly promoted teams in the space of them 5 games. Plus, don't forget, you've got Sutton United in the Carabao Cup, which will be either Tuesday the 8th or Wednesday the 9th of August, them games.
All right.
On Flash Scores, apparently it's on a Tuesday.
Yeah, they're all saying Tuesday at the minute, but the fixtures, the because obviously Sky Sports will have to decide what games they want to do and what nights, etc.
We'll
And then
probably
obviously
we'll
it's
probably
on
be
as well.
we'll probably be a Tuesday. The scramble vote probably be a Wednesday. 'Cause
Well,
we're
are
both-
you? Well, to be honest, you're playing. Well, neither of us are on telly, are we?
Nah.
No, 'cause
None
we're
of us
both
are on. None of us are on telly. We're all playing on the Saturday,
no.
which
I'm on
means
about Carabao
most
Cup.
likely we'll be playing on the Tuesday. Yeah, well, I'm on. Yeah, yes, but the game before we're playing all on the Saturday, so it's the first
Oh,
game of
yeah.
the season. So realistically, I think our games will be most likely Tuesday.
Yeah.
Although don't they tend to split it up where they have half northern, half southern, and half northern, half southern. Sort of like they have like about 12 or something games from the northern and southern section on a Tuesday, and then the rest on the Wednesday. Because I know the teams do tend to like splitting it up, don't they? So I don't
mean,
know.
I'm not. To be fair, I'm not really bothered which day we're on. We're against Timper Orient, so you know.
Timper Orient have just got promoted.
Oh, League Two. Gee whiz.
I'll tell you one team I'm looking forward to seeing in League One. Be interesting to see how they do as well this season. Is Carlisle United?
Mid-table.
Because I know Carlisle United. I know a lot of people will immediately say, "Yeah, Carlisle newly promoted." Blah 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 blah. Yeah, they'll get relegated. But you see, a lot of the newly promoted teams, and this was a case in the Championship as well, that the newly promoted teams weren't the ones that went down. Wigan, Reading, and Blackpool. If I'm correct, I don't think either of them were newly promoted sides. Other than possibly Wigan, I don't think any of them were newly promoted sides last season, and then went down. And then obviously, League One's obviously different because you've got to remember League One's it's a lot harder to survive relegation if you're in a relegation squad because you've got 4 teams going down, and you had Forest Green newly promoted. They finished bottom of the league. Let's be honest. I don't think we expected anything else. To be honest, they weren't good enough. Carlisle United haven't been in League One in years. You know, I reckon Carlisle. I think Carlisle will probably struggle first season, but like Cambridge, I think will survive relegation, and then maybe the next season they'll have the usual second season syndrome. Won't be an easy task, will it? Though for you against Carlisle, because it's a team that Cambridge used to play them in League Two.
Yeah,
and I know you've had difficult games against them. So will it be the same?
Oh well, yeah. To be honest, the thing with Carlisle mostly is the trip. The trip there's long. I mean, obviously, you know,
It's not
a
that
lot
long.
Well, actually, yeah. For other clubs, obviously, it's a lot longer, but you know, it's not an easy away day to get to. But yeah, it'll be an interesting game, to be honest.
I'll tell you one team that's going to enjoy a nice long journey to Carlisle, Exeter,
and get beat.
Exactly. It's like
a long journey,
like 6
about
hours, is it?
7 hours. 7 hours. I know. Plymouth have got a nice. Well, 2 nice journeys up to Middlesbrough and Sunderland, and that's about 7 hours at least. So there'll be long journeys for you, but I don't know. I mean, what's the closest game for you this season? Probably Peterborough again, won't it?
Yeah, it will be. It will be, to be honest.
Peterborough again.
Ours
Stevenage
is
quite close.
Bristol. Ours is Bristol. City.
Yeah, I didn't realise because when you look on the map, I always think that Southampton's a lot closer to Plymouth, but Southampton's 3 hours and Bristol's only 2 hours.
Yeah, you got to say
Oh.
Bristol. You got to say Bristol City, otherwise you say, "I want to say Bristol."
Hey, you can't talk. You do the same thing when I call you bloody Plymouth.
It's
And there's
because
only, I mean, apart from Plymouth Parkway, who are
because
non-league, there's only one
because
team that's in the top leagues.
when you're down in Plymouth, if say when people's down in Plymouth, if they call us Plymouth, you just get massive stares because a lot of our fans call us Argyle. So
Yes, but if you're not an Argyle fan, you're not going to say it, are you?
no, you just get massive stares when you're down in Plymouth. That's why.
Well, we get loads of people coming up calling us Middlesbrough instead of Middlesbrough, and people spell it as Middlesbrough on social media, and I'm saying either learn how to spell the name properly or go back to school, because you clearly don't know how to say Middlesbrough properly, because we don't have an O before the R. You know, like Middlesbrough we have. I'm just looking also, by the way, I need to say Kevin, Owen.
But they're both at the same, so yeah.
Yeah. You've got I'm looking at some of your other fixtures. You've got a very difficult September.
Oh yeah,
Because you have got two of the teams that bottled the top six last season, practically. Well, in a way. Not sure about Wickham. And you've got all three. No, you haven't. You got two teams that bottled playoffs. You got one that lost the title. That lost the final game to Plymouth, and then two relegated teams. You got Reading at home, Wickham away, Wigan away, Port Vale at home, Derby away. That is a very difficult September. If you can even get one win out of them games, then fair play, because that's tough.
We're basically hoping to get a win against Port Vale at home. To be honest,
Hopefully you don't fail to win.
Yeah.
That's the old joke.
Wickham, we've always struggled against Wickham, even when they were in League Two with us. So we always struggle. Reading will be interesting, although they'll be pretty strong. So yeah, it's difficult, to be honest. That is mad. Wow. Fair enough.
When you go to Reading, you have to pay a booking fee, don't you?
But
no.
But their ground's a bit of a library.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, it is half the time. So's Arsenal. So
yeah,
there you go. Well, you can never judge a book by its cover. I suppose that's one of those things. That's what the old saying is. Anyway, speaking of books, someone said to me, "Oh, look at this! It's a page turner." I said, "Yeah, I know how books work." And
that's a good name for an author, page turner.
Aye, indeed. There was an author that you may have heard of, maybe in school or college, etc. Mark Twain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Twain. Yeah. Whenever he came up with good books, he was chuffed. Oh dear. Anyways, onto the final page of today's stream. Still keeping the book theme anyway. Let's have a look. Which one of the games for you this season is probably going to be your toughest one?
Oh, I'll let Liam start.
Leeds.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. I reckon Southampton. To be honest.
Okay.
Leeds are a champion. Leeds aren't outstanding, to be honest. Southampton are a top club, really top side, so that'll be difficult. Them and Leicester will be it'll be the newly relegated teams that'll be the toughest ones. But if I'm going to pick one for for Cambridge, believe it or not, is sheep. Yeah,
Yeah.
at Pride
think-
Park. Either that or
Reading away.
Reading. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Portsmouth. We never win at Portsmouth, like ever. I've never seen it. Well, we've actually gone to Fratton Park and won. So
You mean celebrate that they won the League FC?
yeah, exactly. That's them to a T.
Why did the snow go to the Exodus Disco Snowman? Oh, do you mean why did the snow? I'm pretty sure the joke's why did the snowman not? I'm pretty sure it's why didn't the snowman go to the Christmas disco because he had snowbody to go with.
Yeah. Oh well.
And you know the difference between a snowman and a snow woman? Snowballs. Yes. Halfway through the year, soon be Christmas.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And then the old Christmas jokes will be coming back. And I know everyone will be going, oh dear. Because
the cracker jokes will be starting again.
Snow jokes. Yeah. It's one of them things. Read the chat. Well, I would do, but there's not that much in the chat to read. So there you go, mate. Been a very quiet stream tonight. Right, are you going to go through these questions and or what we're doing?
Yeah.
I think we've talked enough waffle, but I think
Yeah.
we'll do these questions and we'll just say our sort of overall thoughts. I mean, it hasn't exactly gone according to plan as I had it planned, but it doesn't matter. When did the streams ever go according to plan?
No,
So,
sometimes they're the best ones anyway. Oh.
Bye!
Bye.
Hey? Oh, she go.
No, you went.
Did I? Oh.
Yes. Well, I mean, unless you didn't disappear on the stream, and unless I need my eyes testing. Do you? That's nice. Do you know the one thing that annoys me? But do you know the one thing that annoys me about monetization?
You get your own ad.
Is I can't go onto any of my own streams without getting adverts. When did the streams ever go?
No, sometimes they're the best.
Here you go. I'll show you here. You did disappear. I mean, it hasn't exactly gone according to plan as I had it planned. But
I might have clicked off by accident.
when did the streams ever go?
No, sometimes they're the best ones anyway.
Oh. Bye. Oh dear. Got a laugh, haven't you? Right. Are you going to go through these questions? Or are we just going to sit here like Wallies?
Like lemons.
Right. Okay. Yeah, really good question, that. I've got to say. Silence.
Yeah.
Welcome to the sound of silence, ladies and gentlemen.
Very funny.
Just let you know, England's under 21s have got their European campaign underway with a 2-0 win. And they've given the Czech Republic a bit of a reality check.
Yeah, they did.
There you go.
Very funny. Yeah.
Aye. Right. Are you going through the questions then? Any time today would be nice. Come on, then. Might get these questions at some point tonight.
It's the other day then, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah.
I said, oh, are you deaf? I said, it's the same. It's the same
Mate,
with your quiz the other day.
Mate, none of your questions were coming through the mic. This is the thing. I don't know what's going on with your mic tonight.
I don't know.
You sent me them anyway. Argyle won the league at Port Vale. Who scored the goal to seal the title? Is this the second or the third goal?
Third goal.
Which one?
The third goal.
Oh, I can't even remember now.
No.
Watch the highlights of that as well. Wasn't mine Hardy, was it?
No.
No, didn't think it was. Definitely wasn't Ballymumba. Said off a fact. Cannot think of it. Danny May?
No.
No, I didn't think it was.
No idea.
I'll kick myself when he says it as well, because I did see the highlights on. I've seen the highlights on a few occasions of that game.
Yeah.
I can't think of who it was now. Who was it?
Finazaz.
That's who it was. Yeah. He's definitely English and he's not a Finn, Azaz. That's my Finazaz joke.
No.
Yeah, Finazaz. I mean, I knew it was going to be one of the main players that I hadn't thought of. Oh God. Argyle scored a late. These are all Argyle. Well, most of them are Argyle.
Three of them.
Yeah. Argyle scored a late winner at Shrewsbury to win the game 2-1. What minute was the goal in?
This
The
was
90. 97th? '97th?
No.
I want to say like 94.
It was in added time. No, I'm pretty sure it was like towards the 100th minute. So 99th?
No.
Oh God.
It gives us a guessing game now, isn't it, basically?
It is. Oh! You know, we were literally saying that Michael Duff probably won't leave Barnsley.
Yeah.
Well, he has. Because guess who he's gone to join?
Sheffield Wednesday?
No. Sheep. Swansea.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Fair enough.
3-year deal.
3. Well, he'll be going in the year, so, you know.
Right, what minute? I could have sworn it was towards the 100th minute. So towards that side of the other time, but it might not have been 95th.
You're going 95th, yeah?
And it's still wrong.
Yes, that's right. 95th.
Oh, it is right. Yeah, well.
Yeah, 95th.
I mean, well, to be honest, it was going to be one of them, wasn't it? Right. In the Luton have just sacked Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers isn't even at Luton, mate. In the West Country Derby, is that what it's called? Plymouth Argyle beat Bristol Rovers. Who was the player sent off for Bristol Rovers? For goodness sake. Well, I didn't even watch the game, so I don't know. I never even saw the game. Wait, was this Oh, hang on. Was this your home game against them?
Yes.
Oh no, I do remember seeing this. It was for a second yellow that wasn't even a second yellow.
Well, it was. I mean,
It was soft. It was a soft bitty. Or was it the first one that was soft? Well, one of them was fairly soft. Wasn't Josh Coburn, I don't think. No, it won't have been Coburn. I don't think it was.
no.
Oh, just bear me, more breaking news.
In the same direction, because that's the only way we're going to achieve success.
He went on to say, I've had 7 promotions in my career as a player and manager, so I know what.
Oh, just talking about Michael Duff.
All right.
I wonder what we're going on about. Trying to remember who it is now. Trying to remember it. Well, it definitely wasn't Joey Barton, although if he was on the pitch, it would have been him, to be honest. It was a 2-0 defeat, wasn't it?
At home park, yeah.
It was a second bookable, I know.
Yeah.
Who was it? No, it wasn't him. Oh, was Evans, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Such a debatable bloody decision as well. Very debatable decisions. Oh, they're just showing the Carabao Cup draw. We know what the draw is, so there you go. We don't really need to know that. What was the other questions here? Argyle, Ipswich, and Wednesday scored well over 60 goals in League One. Name 5 other clubs that have also achieved that this season.
Yes.
Right, well, if I can think off the top of my head. So, let me have a look at this again. So, Argyle, Ipswich, and Wednesday. So, teams on 4th levels. Right. Barnsley.
Yep.
Derby.
Yep.
Good. Bolton.
Yep.
Oh, I can certainly think who it isn't. There's definitely enough on the screen. I don't even think they got it. I think they only just about got half that.
They scored a whopping 31.
Oh dear. Was that 3 I've got so far? I want to say Wickham. I just don't think that's going to be correct, though.
No, they scored 59.
Oh, wasn't a bad guess, though.
No.
So I knew Wickham had scored a fair few. Pompey. Pompey.
Yeah, 61. They scored.
Right. Need one more. I'm leaning towards Peterborough United.
You're going with Peterborough, yeah?
Yeah, Dadborough.
Yep, they scored 80.
They the top
Oh
score.
yeah.
No, they weren't the top scores because was going to say they wouldn't have scored because Ipswich scored 101.
Mm.
They had 4 goals and they had points. And the amount of goals they had were the same amount. They had the same number of goals as Plymouth had points.
Yeah.
101 points. So, yeah. There you go. What's this final one? Final one here. In League One, which team scored the first goal the 22-23 season?
Ah.
Well, I'm pretty sure it wasn't used against Barnsley.
No, we scored it. We scored in the 45th. We scored in the 45th minute.
Wouldn't surprise me if it was Ipswich.
No, it wasn't them.
I bet it's a team that we don't even expect.
Correct.
Certainly not Cambridge. It's not Cambridge.
No.
It's certainly not Cambridge. Wasn't Forest Green, was it?
No.
Was it like Accrington Stanley or something?
Nope.
Nope.
Derby?
No, he said it's a team that I said it's probably a team that we wouldn't expect.
Oh yeah. Well. Yeah.
So possibly Morecambe.
No.
Oh, we're going to be here all night. Shrewsbury,
No.
Fleetwood.
Yeah.
Fleetwood.
Mm.
What minute was that? Like first minute?
No, 6.
Second minute? Oh.
Aye, the Cod Army. The Cod and
Oh,
Chips.
Well,
I know
thank,
something fishy about that name.
yeah, thank God for that.
Good Cod. Right, I think we've had enough of them jokes. Anyways, we've gone on nearly an hour and a half. Let's just sort of nearly finish off here. Finally, overall thoughts for the whole season as a whole, the League One season as a whole, you know, see the main surprises and stuff, and overall summary of your club's seasons. So start with on.
I mean, the season as a whole has been like very entertaining, like as it always is, man. Like it's been, I think
Yeah,
the right teams went up, but I thought the playoffs like that, Peterborough and Sheffield Wednesday, what a tie that was, man. Like literally the best ending for me as well. But yeah, I think the teams that went up deserve to go up. Probably the teams that went down deserve to go down. I would say that, having stayed up. But yeah, great season entertainment wise. And for Cambridge, I mean, the fact we stayed up is the main thing, really. I mean, obviously we would have wanted to do a bit better, but at the end of the day, we're still here, so can't complain really. So pretty good season all in all.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Same with us, really. Obviously, we got promoted as well, 101 points, which, to be honest, I would have never expected. Yeah, just roll on the championship, really. Should be decent.
101 points out of a possible 138.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which for Plymouth is...
That's amazing.
Yeah, pretty good going, I've got to say. Really, really good going. I don't think... Well, I certainly didn't expect it. I certainly wasn't expecting that. Put it that way. How many? Let me have a look. What percentage is that? So, times 101, 73%.
Oh, we're going to be 4 less.
Well,
Well, I mean, that's the con of this. But I mean, I don't know why it's 73%. Well,
Yeah.
if I work it out properly, actually, because I'm, you know what I'm like with divide maths and stuff. 138. So if you divide it by 2, that's 69. That's a good score. But then obviously you can't. But then obviously you can't.
69.
Well, you can't divide 69 by 2 because that would be that would be 39.5. So you'd probably divide it by 3 maybe, which would be 23. So 23. So that's about that's just over 4/6 of the points.
Nice.
Which does work out at about 70 odd percent.
Yeah.
Which is well kind of right. I mean, if you do 100 divided by 6, you get you get 100 divided by 6, you get let me just work it out myself here. You get 16 point, probably something like 16.666666 recurring or something like that. So, so about, so 16 times what? 16 times about what? 4,000. Yeah. It is about 70 odd percent. So it is kind of like, actually, I can do it on here, actually.
Yeah.
Ow! Oh. Let's have a percentage calculator just to see if mine's actually correct. It might be, it might not be. What was the percentage increase? Right, so 101 is what percent of 138? Yep, it's 73. That is correct. So, 73% success rate in that league, which 73% of the points. I know it seems like a lot more than that, but 73% is not too bad. And how many points did you finish on? 47, 46, 47, was it? I know you only just about survived, didn't you? So,
yeah.
Something like, was it 46 you finished on?
46 points, yeah. So, I mean, what, out of 138?
I mean, that's that's
it's about what?
That's about 33%.
I mean, it's not terrible. Like for Cambridge, that's not.
I mean, I didn't even need to use the calculator because you do 46 times 3 is 138. So it's just 33.333333333333%. So there you go. Yeah. So there you go. But quite an entertaining season, even from a neutral perspective. I thought we had some cracking ties. I thought the Charlton Ipswich one was one of the standout ones. As we mentioned, obviously the 5-1 for Sheffield Wednesday against Peterborough. That was quite remarkable, I've got to say. Was quite remarkable. Some of the Ipswich games were just remarkable. I mean, Ipswich had a remarkable season. To be honest, they goal scoring wise, they probably deserved to win the league, but at the end of the day, they didn't get enough points to do it. Fair play to obviously Plymouth getting themselves the title. Be interesting to see how Hughes get on next season. I'll no doubt we'll be back at some point with more stuff, but when, I don't know, because there's not much going to be happening now till mainly pre-season and stuff. Thanks everyone for joining, or for those who have joined. And if you're watching this as a video, then thanks for watching. Cheers lads for joining us. I'll
no worries.
see you all again soon. Bye.
Bye.
Nice to be doing that again.
Yeah.